Jar ASMR. Hello YouTube, and welcome back. This is our third episode of our old school RuneScape playthrough. On our last episode, we trained our attack up to level 7, and we discussed ways to find more happiness in your life. Since that time, I've finished training our attack to level 10 and our strength to level 10. As I mentioned before, I had hoped that I'd be able to record all events on this character. However, I am still learning video editing as well as audio, and as a result, the time spent training those levels was lost. I've been given advice on what to improve on this channel, which I greatly appreciate, and I'd like to thank all of my subscribers because it's your input that greatly assists me in how I can improve this hobby of creating videos. One of the pieces of advice I received was, why not record and then do a video audio over that? And while it's something that I've considered, I personally experience ASMR sometimes during those times that people fumble or are generally new to getting something done. My fear is that if I did the audio separately, these candid moments of thought or speaking softly would be lost. Something else that was mentioned was an add-on to reduce the sharpness of my S's, and I will still be looking into that. I'm still learning. So, in this episode, we may do some training of skills, and I thought maybe we would do a quest, but in the game of RuneScape, something that can happen is called a random event. And those can teleport you places to play mini games, or sometimes it's just an old man who gives you something. And that's exactly what happened to me off camera. An old man appeared and he gave me quite a bit of money. And now that we've raised our attack to level 10, you'll see we can use steel and black weaponry. Our defense is going to remain at 1, which means we won't get any armor better than iron. However, the sword and shield we have are currently bronze. We also don't have a cape, or boots, or gloves, and those provide small amounts of defense, which we're going to need on this hardcore Iron Man account to ensure we stay alive. So I thought in this episode you'd get a brief tour of the free-to-play area as we run around the world and buy these items to improve our character. So let's open up the map and I'll show you where we're going, and as we go there we can discuss a few topics. I'm still working on a format for this channel, and a suggestion that was given to me was to use a timer to determine how long I'm speaking in regards to the game and in regards to advice or general ramblings like this here. And that's something that we're going to try and incorporate, I believe, in the next episode. But here's our map, and we're here at Lumbridge. What we're going to do is go across this bridge, and we're going to pay 3 gold to get through this gate. Later on, we'll complete a quest that'll make this free, but 3 gold is not hard to come by. We're going to come down to the sword shop, or a scimitar shop, and we're going to buy a steel scimitar. From there, we're going to go up north through the desert, and we're going to come out south of the city of Varrock. Now, I had mentioned before this is a big trade city, but because we are an Iron Man, we can't interact with other players. So we're just going to cut through, and here is a clothing shop, and we're going to buy ourselves a cape. From there, we're going to walk down across this river through Barbarian Village, and we're going to walk down into Falador to buy an iron kite shield. Now, we can kill monsters in order to get these items, and some of these items can even be found on the ground throughout the game in various dungeons. However, I want to do this route so that way you get a nice view of our working area. We're going to come down through Falador, past Port Sarim, or Sarim, into Draenor Village, and we're going to go down to the Mage Tower, and we're going to start a quest there. We may not finish the quest, or we may stop the episode right before picking that quest up. But the quest that we're about to embark on involves killing imps and picking up beads. The reason we're doing that is to get a necklace of accuracy, and that's going to be one of the earlier necklaces that our character is going to be able to use until we train our own magic skill to enchant things ourselves. From there, we'll either walk back to Lumbridge or we will teleport back, time permitting. So I accidentally hit the X over here, so it thinks I'm trying to log out. But what I want to do is X out of the map here. So I'm going to pan the camera around to the back of my character, and we're going to turn our run on. It's not going to last the whole duration. You're going to see how quickly it leaves, as we're wearing quite heavy iron armor. But let's begin so we can replace our shield and sword, and along the way I believe we'll be able to pick up boots and gloves. And here we go. So, the topic today that I think we should discuss is, well, hold on, let's get to a point where we can have our crazy action shot. And this way I can talk. Can I come through this gate? You must pay a total of 10 gold coins to pass. Oh, I thought it was 3. Yes, okay. And there we go, they pass us through. And so, today I thought we could discuss how to take advice. As I mentioned before, I've reached out to several people on what I can do to improve this channel, and I greatly appreciate all of the feedback that I've been given. A lot of times when you receive advice, you may feel like you should follow it, or else you may offend the individual that gave it to you. And hold on here, inside this building, leather boots just spawn for you to take. And like I mentioned, there are other areas in the game where items will spawn that we could make use of, but because the game gave us this gold, I thought we should go and explore and buy things. So as I was saying, when given advice, a lot of times we worry that if we don't follow it correctly, it could offend the person that gave it to us. You know, we reached out to them for help, and they may have said something that we didn't quite agree with, but at the same time, now they're aware of our situation, they're hopeful that they helped, and they may be paying closer attention to the subject that you brought to their attention, and you may feel pressured to follow through. I've received quite a bit of advice on this channel because I've actively asked for it. And while I appreciate every bit of advice I've received, some of the individuals who provided me the advice may see me not follow it. And that's okay. One of the reasons why we ask for advice, and as you can see here, our run actually just ran out, so we're going to be walking until this turns back to 100. But one of the important things we gain from asking for advice isn't necessarily the response that we receive from the individual, but rather a new perspective, allowing us to view what others may prioritize. For instance, someone mentioned I should improve my mic quality for these videos, and I 100% agree with them. Because I'm just starting this out as a hobby, I did not envision investing anything into this channel. But if it happens to grow, or I start to receive quite a bit of feedback regarding that, I will likely look into increasing my microphone quality. Back to what I was saying before regarding ASMR, sometimes I find the less refined videos trigger my personal ASMR more often. And mostly that's because during these pauses that I'm not doing deliberately, but the human mind just happens to do, it's when I find myself experiencing that tingling sensation over my brain and spine. Watching someone's gears or listening to the gears in their head turn seem to be something that really works for me. So as I mentioned, we were going to come to this clothing shop, and we already bought our steel scimitar, and now we're going to buy our red cape. And right here. You can see how much things cost by clicking on them. The scimitar costs us 400 gold, and the red cape costs us 2 coins. However, I leave this chat box closed just so that way the view's less obstructed. You can see next to our name we have a little Iron Man, and if I type hello YouTube, oh, because I have it filtered, it won't appear. I did that as well, so that way, if I'm ever playing this game and someone happens to see my character and say something, I don't want them to inadvertently ruin the video by perhaps being inappropriate or rude. As I was mentioning, taking others' advice or asking for others' advice does not necessarily mean you're indebted to them to follow it. And if there are those in your life that feel otherwise, that may be a sign that they are too self-involved. It's human nature. We can't help ourselves sometimes when we see someone that we believe we can help and give them advice. But at a certain point in time, you need to realize that people are just going to do what they want to do. And the best you can hope for is that over time, they'll trust you in your guidance of them. But trust is something that's earned, so while I value everyone's advice, I still always make sure to follow my own intuition. That was the barbarian village we just passed through, and as we continue our route up on this hill to our right, it'll load soon enough. We're going to see the entrance to that dwarven area that's underground. There's a dwarf there. Oh, and as you can see, the dwarves, they show that they're level 10. That combat training that was done off camera to get our attack and our strength up to level 10 resulted in us getting up to a combat level of 10. I don't know the combat level of the dragon that we will eventually face at the end of this series, and I will look into that. However, there's going to be a lot of training that is required, especially on a hardcore Iron Man account outside of quests, so it may be a little bit of time before we start the quests in this game. we'll just see what suits the production of these videos. I can tell you that a quest will never be started or completed off camera. You may see some stats go up, and I will always, at the beginning of the episodes, tell you what stats we trained and why we were training them. And that's probably something I'll discuss at the end of this video as well. So we'll start to train a stat, and then I'll say at the start of the next video, you may see a higher level there. As mentioned before, there's a lot of grinding in this game. Let's see how much this shield is. 218 coins, we still got it. We're gonna hit buy. Iron Man may not buy overstocked items. Oh, I believe someone must have sold items here. Well, I think we can switch worlds. Let's see if we can switch worlds. So it looks like we're learning something together here. We'll go to the world switcher. And I always try and pick very low populated worlds for these videos. Again, to avoid anyone saying anything out loud. You can see on our mini-map there's actually a player here who teleported away. Oh, they're training their magic, so they're constantly teleporting to the same spot. I believe these gold worlds are member worlds. Silver are free to play. And what I'm doing is I'm going to sort by population, and then we'll go to the lowest populated one. Oh, why is that a dangerous world? Yes, in future, only warn about dangerous worlds. Oh, I see. So this world is safe. There's PV, there's player versus player worlds, and we don't want to go to those because someone will end our hardcore status. So here we go. It's just going to reload us in the exact same spot, but hopefully this world won't be overstocked. Iron Man may not buy this item in an overstock shop. Uh-oh. We're going to try one or two more worlds, and then if that doesn't work, we will just do this portion off camera, but you know that I'll be spending around 218 gold on shields. I wonder what the stock is supposed to be. Maybe if we go to a more populated world, people will have bought it. So when you sell items to shopkeepers, they give you gold based off of how much. Ooh, that's a lot more than 4. They give you gold based off of the inventory that they have. So previously she was going to sell it to me for 218, but now with 11 in there, she's willing to sell it to me for more because she has so much in stock. So the reason why Iron Men are barred from taking advantage of that is because I'm unable to trade with players. What they don't want is for someone to overstock a shop and then me get a deal on it. And as you can see, it slowly depletes itself. So what's happened here likely is there's another Iron Man who made shields, and they want to get the most money out of it. So what they're doing is they're going from world to world, and they're selling to this NPC, and at a certain point it stops becoming as profitable, so they hop off, and then they sell it to a different NPC. So as I mentioned, we're going to check just a few more. So that one has a stock of 0, and I wonder if she ever has ones to sell or not. Sometimes it's held at 0. And that's just so that way people can sell to her in order to make money. This will be our last time, and then, as I mentioned, what I'll do is I'll get an Iron Kite shield off camera. Yes, this is 0 as well, so I wonder if these are just always 0, so that way others can sell to her. But that's okay. We'll come back for that. We're going to just stay on the world that we hopped to. It looks like there's 174 people here. And we're going to close this, pull up our stats. So this is Falador. It is probably the most fantasy-based city available to the free-to-play characters. This over here is the Castle of the White Knights. I don't know if I can change my rendering distance on this game, and typically the roofs will disappear based off the camera angle. But I do know that as we walk past these guards and we go onto this road, there will be something called a highwayman, and that is a term for like a thief or a robber. We put on our red cape, it matches our armor quite nicely, but the highwayman will drop a black cape if we fight him. There's some mages over here. There's the highwayman. And see, he's trying to rob us. He's only level 5. Do you think we should take him? Let's do that. We're going to use attack. This way we get a little bit of combat in this video as well. Now the cape he's wearing, yeah, it looks brown, but I believe it'll be black with purple trim on the bottom. Oh, we don't have any food. Maybe we'll take care of that during this video as well. We haven't passed any of those imps that I talked about, but if we do... Oh, and he didn't drop the cape. Let's bury his bones. One of the things that happened off camera as well is our prayer leveled up to level 5. At level 4 we unlocked Burst of Strength, which increases our strength by 5% if we activate it. Oh, there's a highwayman with a black cape. What happens if we attack him? I used to play this game quite a lot when I was younger, and it's been a couple of years since I've played it since. However, not much has changed on the free-to-play version. Hopefully he doesn't hit us too much or we're going to have to run away. I don't think there's anyone else dangerous on our path for the remainder of our planned trip around the free-to-play area. So we should be okay. Your health will slowly regenerate if you don't have food to heal yourself with. This gentleman here is also killing chickens, so we could always just go in and get some of those chickens. Looks like we've gotten this guy down. Over here you'll see experience appear, and that's always an indication of if you're going to hit them or not. There's that black cape. So if we wanted to change our look to being black instead of red, we can do that. We're going to turn our run on since it's fully healed. I like the red better for the armor. Oh, and you know what? Here's some cabbages. And they only heal 1 hit point at a time, but we're going to pick them real fast, just so that way we have some in our inventory. I think they can also be used in cooking, and while you can go through the gate, some farms have these stiles that you can hop over to get out. We're going to go through this nice stone wall, and now we are closer to Draenor Village. I'm going to eat some of these cabbages as we go to heal ourselves up. So here at Draenor Village, if we go, if we read the signposts, oh, this is new. It shows us that takes us to Draenor Manor, that takes us back to Falador, Draenor Village and the Wizard's Tower, and then to go to Lumbridge we would go east. So we're going to go down to the Wizard's Tower. I said we're going to start a quest where we hunt down some imps, and those are going to be little red imps for us to find. And the reason we're doing this is because that quest will reward us with a necklace. Right there is a black knight. He may be aggressive towards us. If we search some of these crates, sometimes you can find gloves. These wizards are friendly, so they're not going to do anything to us. The quest that we want to start is called Imp Catcher. There it is. And if you remember on Tutorial Island, what you can do is you can click on the quest and it tells you how to start it. So I can talk to the wizard Mizgog, who is in the wizard's tower. We're going to look at some of these wizards' names, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to start a quest that's different than the one we plan to complete right now. And the only reason why I'm doing it that way is because there's Mizgog. The reason why I'm doing it this way is just so we can keep it clean. I don't want to accidentally start quests as we go. So this is going to be our first quest on the account, and we're going to talk to Mizgog. Give me a quest. Give me a quest what? Give me a quest, please. Give me a quest or else. Just stop messing around and give me a quest. Let's do that one. Just stop messing around and give me a quest. Ah, now you're assuming I have one to give. Oh, goodness, we better ask nicely this time. Give me a quest. Give me a quest what? Give me a quest, please. Well, seeing as you asked nicely, I could do with some help. The wizard Greyzag next door decided he didn't like me, so he enlisted an army of hundreds of imps. These imps stole all sorts of my things. Most of these things I don't really care about, just eggs and balls of strings and things. But they stole my 4 magical beads. There was a red one, a yellow one, a black one, and a white one. These imps have now spread out all over the kingdom. Could you please get my beads back for me? I'll try. And as you can see, our quest turned yellow over here. That's great, thank you. And now we're on a quest. So we're going to climb down these stairs, and we're going to make a little bit of money. There's a wizard here that we can trade with. Oh, only if you remember. Alright, we're going to climb down and we'll just leave. We should have stopped at the ruin shop in Farak and made a tiny bit of money. We have our air and mind runes here that we can sell. We're going to search these crates as well and see if we can find some gloves. Nothing of interest, just some books. Dusty robes. Books. And we can't reach that one. So we still don't have gloves. But we did get our sword. We don't have our shield. But we can find that later. We may eventually have to make one ourselves. So this dirt path here will lead us back full circle to the city of Lumbridge. We have someone chopping wood here. There's some air runes over there. I believe that's just one rune and it's just occasionally there for you to pick up. This is a dungeon indicator. Up there is a trapdoor if we wanted to go into a dungeon, which we will eventually do as we do quests. That may be a members only dungeon though. And that's kind of full circle back to investing in this channel. You know, I may get myself a better mic down the road, but right now we're going to keep it as is. I do do want to look into that add-on that may reduce the sharpness of my S's. We're going to drop our air runes in our mind rooms. We're going to talk to the magic tutor, and she's going to give us 30 more. If we had them in our inventory, she would know, and she would say, I'm not giving you any more. But this is a way for us to make a little bit of easy money. And now we are right back to where we started. We are on that quest to catch some imps, and I do know that an imp spawns around here somewhere. I think someone has been hunting them already because that pot of flour may have come from them. Trying to think where else there are imps for us to hunt. Now the imps are particularly annoying to hunt, and the reason for that is because they teleport when they get scared of dying, and so our character ends up having to run around and find them. But I do want to find one for you, because it can take quite a long time to get all of these beads from these imps, and that may be something that I do off camera. Oh, there's one. See, there's a little red little devil. So let's go and attack him. And what he'll likely do is teleport away. Oh, there he goes. He teleported away, but because we said attack, our character's already locked on, and he's rushing over to get to him. So we're going to turn on the run, and he's going to... Oh my goodness, he teleported into another gated area. Oh my, this guy might be a little hard to get. Here we go. He makes a higher pitched noise when he's hit. He's not a very high level, he's only level 2. And they're sort of all over the map. Now they do respawn in similar locations every time. Oh, that was a ball of wool. They drop ashes that we can spread in the wind to get some prayer points. I may leave that quest open to fill in another video. Some of the things that we need to do on this character, especially because we're Iron Men, is we need to get our fishing up. We need to get our cooking skill up. With food being our only source of healing, it's important that we train those skills, because they'll need to be high enough for us to make adequate food for ourselves. Oh, there's that imp again. Let's see if we can get him. He may teleport away. Oh, there he goes. If we turn on our run, where did he go? Did he go around this house? There he is. He's hiding. He doesn't heal when he teleports, so... And he had some cooked meat for us. That saves us time. That way we don't need to go kill a cow and cook it ourselves. Well, I think we're going to walk back to our starting location where we begin and end every video. I don't think I will train any skills that we haven't seen yet, so I won't worry about fishing. I'm going to get this imp, that's what I'm going to do. He respawns quite quickly, and I guess he always spawns right around here. But see there, away he goes again. And he teleports quite far. Oh my goodness, where did he go? We leveled up, so that was nice. And he's teleported twice now. Let's see if we can get him. There we go. Does he have a bead? we got our first bead. It's a black bead. So there it is in our inventory. We still need a red, a yellow, and a white bead. And if we click on our quest, it tells us what's left and what we have. So the game already updates everything for us. I think we will finish that quest together. I'm going to go back to our starting location so that way we can log off together. But when we come back to the next episode, I'm going to have an iron kite shield. We'll still have our steel scimitar. And I will likely train our attack and strength up to 15. Again, there's going to be plenty of training and grinding that'll be required on this character. So, the only reason why I'm doing some of it offline is because I enjoy this game quite a bit, but I also use it as a means to relax myself. So that's another reason why I'm hopeful this playthrough will help you relax. So, with that, I'd like to thank you all again for listening to my videos. If there's any subjects you wish to see discussed on this channel, you can either leave a comment on any video of mine or send me an email to ryansofficeemail@gmail.com. And this is Jar ASMR saying goodnight.